All right, it's the law time, rolling right through the week. Jay Davis is here from James W. Davis and Associates for our It's the Law segment. Jay, big change on the Supreme Court today. Boy, that's big news. Justice Anthony Kennedy retiring, so there's going to be a spot there. Before we get to that and sort of the impact you think that'll have, let's talk about the ruling this week on the travel ban. What's the basics of that?
The basics is what Trump was doing, or at least the last thing he was doing in that group of things, is going to be upheld. So where there was a lot of countries, people were saying because primarily these countries are primarily Muslim, that it's having an inappropriate effect on that and is somewhat discriminatory.
And so it was upheld closely. It was 5-4.
Yeah. Well, that's basically the basic conservatives on the court, including Kennedy, and the more liberals on the court. So it's really a partisan issue on what this really affects. But the truth is constitutionally the president has the right to do that. It had a rational basis, which is what
that's kind of what it boiled down to. It seemed like
that's what it should have. That's what should have been considered. These are the same countries that were treated in a similar way under the Obama administration. They were actually pointed out under the Obama administration, determined which countries these were. So it's really not a fair assessment. It's a fair assessment that they're predominantly Muslim countries, but it's an unfair assessment to say that that was necessarily the reason why they were chosen, because they were chosen under a more liberal, more favorable situation.
Right. Well, let's get your input on where the Supreme Court stands now. So President Trump came out today and said, hey, we're going to try and fill this spot as quick as we can.
They want to hurry. They need to hurry because
what sort of impact's that going to have?
If the midterms go left, which they're expected to do, then being able to get somebody approved is going to get to be a lot more difficult with Congress. So right now, because they've made it so hard or so partisan in order to really approve the Supreme Court, they've relaxed the rules where it only takes 51. So they don't have to worry about that 60-member agreement to be able to go forward on it. They've relaxed that already on the last one. So now if Trump wants to, he could actually go a lot more conservative if he can get 51 Republicans to agree with that. That's what they've got. They barely got it in the, they barely got it in the Senate to be able to do that with the 51 Republicans. So it's going to be a challenge. If they get all those to agree, they're definitely going more conservative.
Yeah, we got to run here in a second, Jay. But the impact, do you think that'll have on immigration?
Well, the more conservative, it's going to be a lot of things upheld. We're going to have all this stuff with keep the families together. Part of that's political with how it looks.
Seems like they're coming around on that as well, conservatives.
Right, but they're going to, but the thing is right now is that in order to enforce the border, they're going to have to address that issue. And you can't long-term keep families together and enforce the border. It's not going to work.
Okay, appreciate you coming in, Jay.
Thanks.
Quick one, let's go get a little last.